Well, tremendous amount of credit goes to Loyola. First 10 minutes of that game, they got us on our heels, and we never really recovered. We had stretches, but they just rocked us. And again, we missed some easy opportunities. We're not going to win many games when Trent's 1 for 10, and Io had a tough night. So, but again, I don't want to detract anything from Loyola. They made it very tough for us to run stuff. We got out-rebounded. We got out-fought. That's a good basketball team. Krutwig is outstanding. Tremendous matchup. He dominated the game. With 19 points, 5 assists, and 12 rebounds. And he's a difficult matchup and an awfully good player who makes everybody else better. But give them credit. They were the best team today, and I'm not going to downplay the outstanding season that we had. I want our guys to learn from this experience. We did a lot of great things in the best conference in basketball. Today just wasn't our day, and we'll grow from that.
All right, now we'll go to questions from the media. Please use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. Our first question comes from Shannon Ryan from the Chicago Tribune. Go ahead, Shannon.
Can you describe just a little the post-game message, what that locker room was like, and sending off some really good players here at the
Yeah, they're players that the hardest thing about making the NCAA tournament is when you lose, it's the locker room, and it's family. You see a lot of guys hurting, a lot of guys in tears, a lot of guys disappointed, and yet such is life. Life deals you some very challenging blows at different times, and you got to wake up in the morning, the sun comes up, and you've got to go about your business. And today was not our day, yet where Illinois basketball was 4 years ago compared to where it is now, I like where we're at. I like our young guys. I like our pieces, and we've just got to continue to work and stay at this level.
Our next question comes from Scott Ritchie from the Champaign News Gazette. Go ahead, Scott.
So, Brett, you mentioned just Loyola rocking your team. Just what didn't maybe allow the answer that you guys have typically had when teams have maybe delivered us a blow like that before?
Can you repeat that again, Scott?
Yeah, just in terms of Loyola kind of rocking you guys early, what do you feel like maybe was missing where you weren't able to answer that in the way you have before?
Well, they did a really good job in their ball screen coverage, and again, with a veteran team, Porter's able to do a lot of different things. We didn't expect them to play a deep ball screen coverage, which they had done a lot, and they got up and really did a good job of boxing us in. And we didn't do a very good job of playing out of it. We had some 2 or 3, 4 turnovers real early. And again, we said this was a team that was very much like an Indiana team we faced defensively, and we didn't handle it very well. And again, give them credit.
Our next question comes from Brandon Simber from the Daily Illini. Go ahead, Brandon.
Brad, what they do so well on Io defensively?
Guarded him. I mean, they got up into ball screens very hard, and were very, very aggressive in him, and made him pass the ball or try to pass the ball. He got downhill a few times and missed a couple of easy ones early, but again, it's it was a tough night. Io doesn't have 6 turnovers very often, and they made it tough for him to get to the rim.
Brett from WCIA TV. Go ahead, Brett.
Brad, what adjustments did you try to make, and how come you didn't feel like those worked?
Yeah, we put everybody in them. We tried putting Io in shakes to get him going. I thought, we tried establishing Kofi. We didn't go early enough to Kofi. I thought we missed him, and when we did go to him early, he missed 3 or 4, but we tried everything in the bag. Everything that's made us one of the most efficient offensive teams today, just for whatever reason, didn't work. And Trent goes 1 for 10, and he's been playing great. And it was, but you can't turn it over 17 times in an NCAA tournament game against a good team and expect to win. And turnovers were the end doing.
Next question's from Derek Piper from the Inquirer. Go ahead, Derek.
Hey, Coach, what did you see go wrong in your ball screen coverage where Krutwig was able to get many opportunities in the pick and roll?
No, they do a lot of what we call zoom action. They bring a lot of guys off handoffs, and it's the same thing that we've done all year. And Krutwig is we try to make it a 2-on-2 game. And Krutwig hurt us with a little bit of the with a couple rolls. I'm okay with that, but we made 4 mistakes in the first half just on coverages where we didn't talk, and we haven't been making those, Derek. And that's one of the things that was really disappointing today. And at halftime was just the simple communication mistakes. But we knew Krutwig was going to score, and he's a really good player, and he elevates. We were more concerned of trying not to let him elevate his teammates. So we weren't as concerned with his points as we were, him elevating. But again, give their guys credit; they did a great job.
We'll go to Steve McGargy from the Associated Press. Go ahead, Steve.
Just the way Loyola was kind of able to use all the shot clock and just about every possession, just how much did that wear y'all down the stretch, and how frustrating was it the way that pace they were playing with, and how they're able to kind of use the clock there at the lead with the lead? Well,
we knew coming in. I mean, they only give up 6 points a game in transition, so we felt like we had to get some stops to be able to run. And again, early, that's what they do is they grind possessions. They're one of the slower teams in the country in pace of play. And again, with Krutwig, it gets hard to take anything away because he can play at the top of the key. He's got an unlimited dribble, and as soon as you run stuff at him or somebody at him, he dices you with the pass. So they're a hard guard, and they've got very skilled guys who are very, very well schooled in what they're doing, and they hurt us with it today.
We'll go back to Scott Ritchie from the Champaign News-Gazette. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Brad, just as soon as the final buzzer went off, Io made a beeline for Andre Curbelo, wrapped him up, kind of helped let him off the court. He was giving hugs to everybody else. Just in that kind of moment, what does it say about your team where, you sort of rallied around each other, even kind of in a tough moment?
Well, that's what we've done all year. Io's an unbelievable leader. Io will go take that next step, and deservedly so. But Io's done more for this program, and these young guys, Io and Ace and Coleman Hawkins and Brandon Lieb and all these guys that are gonna continue to build this. My hat's off to Io. He does a great job of leading and has been instrumental in this. His jersey will hang in our rafters someday. But in a day that's really was tough for him, to show that continued leadership speaks volumes to who he is as a young man.
We'll go to Jeremy Werner from 24/7 Sports. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Brad. Obviously, this team did things that an Illinois team hasn't done in a long time, but obviously this is a tough way to end it. How do you hope this team is remembered, especially with what happened today?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the great things about March Madness is you have an off day and you lose, and you can't lose sight of I don't even know what our record was. You can't lose sight of that. You can't lose sight of the Big Ten championship. You can't lose sight of the 19 games we won against Big Ten opponents. You can't lose sight of the growth that this team made through the season. But I'll remember this very, very fondly. This group as a team that really continued to take the next step and in our progress of building. And I think we brought Illinois back, and it's been a resurrection of sorts, and great challenge, and this team has achieved a great deal.
We'll go back to Shannon Ryan from the Chicago Tribune. Go ahead, Shannon.
No, my question was just asked. Thank you.
And we'll go to Brett from WCIA-TV. Go ahead, Brett.
Brad, is there one moment you will take away from this season, or one thing in particular that you'll always have? I realize that's difficult circumstances right now, but how will you remember specific things?
Yeah, I mean, being able to celebrate the Big Ten championship here in Indy was one of the positives. I'll also remember the unbelievable sacrifice that our young people have made since June 10th. Man, that's hard. Not seeing family, the commitment, not having a positive test since August, how hard that can be, and the dedication and commitment and sacrifice. That's probably what makes today even harder than the loss itself. There was so much sacrifice and work put in, but you know, we also got to celebrate some unbelievable moments, and you never forget those.
All right, our last question comes from Alessandra Pontbriand. Go ahead, Alessandra.
Brad, what are the thoughts running through your head right now?
I don't know, you know, I'm a real softy and at heart, and man, when you walk in and you see young people crying, and I get really emotional anyway, and I always go there first before I think of the positives and the good, and you know, the game's over. We'll have plenty of time to review that. But you know, I'm with those guys in the locker room, and my heart aches for them. I'm truly sad that today wasn't our day.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time today.
Thank you.